Let me just get two things quickly out of the way here, start my recording, and stream this over to all of our followers on Facebook, and we'll get going. All right, there we go. Okay. All right, good to go. Hello, everyone. Happy International Labor Day. My name is Brian Van Meter. I'm Grandstream's marketing manager, and today we are talking about our upcoming solutions, all those myriad of devices and solutions that recently hit our Grandstream Beta Club. We're going to be kind of taking a little bit of a dive into those today, giving you an overview of the specs, the deployment scenarios, the technical capabilities of them, features, and just sort of going through all of those great new devices coming up. So I'm looking forward to that. Just a few quick orders of business before I get started. If you guys have, if you're joining us via IP Video Talk and you have any comments or anything like that, please feel free to use the chat feature. For any questions you may have during the presentation, you have a great Q&A feature at the bottom of your screen. It's a little chat bubble that has a Q in it. Go ahead and use that, and I will answer your questions once I'm done with my presentation today. If you're joining us via Facebook Live or you're happening to watch this video on YouTube after the fact, feel free to leave any questions you have in the comments section, and I'll reach out to you and get back. I'll also be sending out a recording of this presentation along with the slides as well to everyone who attended. You'll be getting an email from me later today. If you happen to be watching this, like I said, on either Facebook Live or on YouTube later, you'll be able to find the slides in the comments section or in the description, respectfully. Anyway, with no further ado, I'm sure you guys are looking forward to taking a little bit of a look at all the devices we've been giving you sneak peeks and little snippets on. So let me just go ahead and share my presentation, and we will get started with that. All right, everyone. So yeah, what we're doing today is we're taking a sneak peek into our upcoming solutions, some of the great devices, endpoints, and we have a platform solution to take a look at that are coming up pretty soon here, either later in Q2 or early on in Q3. So just to give you the quick about Grandstream, we're founded in 2002. We have over 600 employees, and we have a product portfolio that contains over 40 products, everything from business conferencing all the way to our award-winning IPBBXs. We primarily serve the small to medium-sized businesses and consumer markets, and we have offices located all around the world to serve you. We have an award-winning history that we always like to point out, all the way to as recently as winning the Internet Telephony Product of the Year Award for our WP820. Pretty proud of that one. You may have saw our press release on that. We won everything from Frost & Sullivan to our Unified Communication Awards, our ITSPA Award. These are always something we're incredibly proud of receiving, and we just always like to say thank you to everyone in helping us get nominated and receiving them. All right, so when we're looking at Grandstream, guys, we're always looking at the total Grandstream solution. We always aim to sort of be a one-stop supplier for any complete unified communications and network deployment, everything from IP telephony to our security products. Of course, we have our conferencing and networking as well. But to the meat of our presentation today, we're talking about our upcoming devices. The main ones I'm going to be covering is our GRP 2600 series. It's our carrier-grade desktop IP phones. Our Grandstream Device Management System, GDMS, it's our cloud provisioning platform. Our GSC 3500 series of SIP PA systems. And our GXV 3380, our ultra high-end multimedia video phone for Android that we have been developing. Pretty excited about that one too. All right. Just to take a quick dive and overview though, let's take a look at our carrier grade IP phones first. They really focus on that advanced user efficiency, powerful telephony features in our single firmware version. We're extremely excited for this new series that we have coming out. We call it our carrier grade line of IP phones because we really did develop these to make mass deployments easy and simple, including developing the Grandstream device management system right alongside with these devices, but I'll get into that in a little bit. However, I do say they're designed for mass deployments. That does not mean you cannot deploy them in your small offices, in your small residential structures, anything like that. These devices offer a great range of capabilities and call volume support. All right. So to take a look at them just from device to device, the first one in the series is the GRP2612. So this is the lowest end of the new GRP2600 devices with a 2.4-inch color LCD screen, 2x2 line keys with 2 SIP accounts. It has 100 Mbps network port. Of course, supports PoE on a select model and Wi-Fi on the other. I'll get into that in 1 second. Digital BLF and speed dial keys with 4 programmable soft keys supported on the device. Has up to 16 VPKs, so up to 4 pages. 1,000 contact phone books, so you can really deploy this into any type of larger enterprise situation. The phone book will be completely compatible and able to support as many individuals as you need. It has PoE on the GRP2612P. In a Wi-Fi option on the GRP2612W for those who are taking advantage of some of those Wi-Fi voice and video infrastructure deployments. And of course, every phone in this series, including this one, supports Opus, just for that ultra high quality conversation. All right, the next device here to take a quick look at is our carrier grade IP phones. This one is the next step up with a 2.8-inch color LCD screen, 3x3 line keys, and 3 SIP accounts. This one does have gigabit network ports and PoE, digital BLF and speed dial keys. As you can see, the 4 programmable soft keys along the bottom as well, completely customizable. Supports up to 24 VPKs, so this one may be a better option for a little bit of your higher volume user, individual who tends to be fielding more incoming calls throughout the day. Up to 1,000 contacts in the phone book, and like I said, Opus support on all devices, and of course, including this one. All right, the GRP2614, I believe this is the one that actually hit our beta club. Currently have people toying around and messing with this one. Definitely a lot of great positive feedback on the device. We're really excited about it. It actually has a dual color LCDs that you can see. One on the top, which is the main color, main calling screen and your menu screen, and then our LCD on the bottom, which is for your BLF and speed dial display. It does support Wi-Fi, so no matter the deployment, you can get this phone connected to any type of network. So if, like I said, you're aiming for that light infrastructure Wi-Fi deployment, this is definitely a great phone to choose. Bluetooth 5 is supported with the device, and this one has up to 4 line keys, 4 SIP accounts, 2,000 contact phone books. So this one definitely takes more of your step up in the enterprise capabilities for some of your higher volume seats. And then of course it supports gigabit network ports and PoE. All right. Last but not least in the series here, and you may notice there's a little less information on this, but this one's still kind of in development. But this has a 4.3-inch color LCD screen, much larger, much more vibrant. It will support a 4.3-inch color LCD extension module, a new one that we are developing specific for this line. It has 10 line keys, 16 SIP accounts, gigabit network ports and PoE, supports Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, of course the optional expansion module. This one is the sort of cream of the crop, you could say, when it comes to this line. Of course, like all devices, and I know I sound like a broken clock with it, supports all Opus on every single device. Supports Opus. All right, so the GRP 2600 series, let's kind of take a look at the different deployment scenarios, what we suggest here. The wide range of devices here really allows for a wide range of deployments. However, your office environments will most likely be the most common. The model that you choose is definitely chosen by call volume, whereas the GRP 2612 is totally at your low end there, with only supporting up to two 2x2 line keys and 2 SIP accounts, all the way up to the GRP 2615 with the added expansion module. That one is perfect for your ultra high-end, high-volume users and seats within the deployment. Like I said, this device is actually really designed to make mass deployments easy. So for those in the SP or ITSP sector who are watching this, this is definitely a great series for you to choose, and I'll go into that in a little bit more detail in a moment here. You may have seen Grandstream. We've been talking and pushing a lot about Wi-Fi capabilities, Wi-Fi voice infrastructure. The Wi-Fi capabilities on the select module, models really allow for a powerful Wi-Fi voice infrastructure to be set up to really take advantage of light cabling. All right, some of the advantages throughout this series is the replaceable LCD cover is a big one, something that you can easily just pop off and then replace with any type of hotel, company name, ITSP name, what have you, that can be taken care of. The UI has been completely redesigned for maximum clarity. We really wanted to create something so that individuals would be able to look at this device and easily and intuitively understand any information depending on the situation, whether they're looking at the idle screen, parsing through the menus, or simply operating within a call. We're working on a tool that can convert other brands' config files as well to this device just to make those mass deployments even easier, the switch over even simpler. It's a big thing. We actually have a united firmware and configuration template across all devices, so no more will you have to worry about every single different type of firmware update for each and every different Grandstream device. When it comes to this, the GRP 2600 series will support one firmware for all models. We have a dual image firmware as well to avoid any type of brick devices, to make sure that if something fails during configuration, during provisioning, during upgrading, it can be able to just be backed up to the previous firmware image. Of course, the Opus codec support for high fidelity, wideband and narrowband calls is a huge advantage, just maintaining that perfect crystal clear audio and communication as a result. We actually are going to have alias name-based config XMLs, which I'll just take a quick look at that in a second here. And then, of course, Grandstream device management system support, which is huge. I'll be taking more of a look into that as well as we go along in this presentation. So just to give you guys a quick look, this is what the replaceable LCD panel will look like. Really easy, just take it off, replace it. We're currently working on the steps for ordering this in mass quantities. More to come on that. Unfortunately, I don't have any information currently on it, but we'll definitely have a full method of doing it on product release. So you can see with our new user interface, here's a little bit of a zoom up on it. We created more of a streamlined design, clear colors for easy reading to make sure that any information you need to get, you can rapidly do it. Vital call information as well as presented more prominently during the call. And the easily customized soft key options really allow each user to make this device their own depending on their individual call needs. Like I said, the unified firmware across the entire GRP series, definitely a huge advantage here. One firmware, each device. So if one phone gets updated, it gets updated on all devices. It also, on our side, on the Grandstream side, makes it so we can be much more responsive when it comes to bug fixing and handling any kind of tweaks in the firmware. All right, I'm going to take a moment on this one just to take a sip of my coffee. And also, just to let you guys take a look at this, this is a huge thing. I cannot tell you how many people, I'm sure some of you are probably even watching this right now, who have come up to me either by sending me emails or after webinars or even at trade shows and just say, why does Grandstream have that old p-value system? It is a horrible thing to deal with. Good news, we're completely getting rid of it. I'm sure everyone's very excited for that. But like I said, the existing p-value number-based scheme was really difficult to understand. Each model had different p-values, so it wasn't even unified across all devices. We're adopting a new widely used alias-based configuration system, where, as you can see on the right side, for example, instead of having a strange p-value for the username, it is simply name equal username. We have our password information, keys, accounts, descriptions, everything just works on name-based aliases for your config XMLs. Just good thing to note as well, this isn't just going to be something on the GRP series. We're also going to roll this out on our entire GXP line, WP line, and of course our DEC cordless phones as well. It will not be releasing when the GRP does, but just know it is an objective of ours to sort of roll through all of our previous models and update them as well with the alias-based configuration. All right, the Grandstream Device Management System, also known as the GDMS. This device is actually currently in open beta, supporting only specific models. I'll show you guys how to get there right after this presentation. It really allows you to manage Grandstream products before, during, and after the deployment. It's really simple to just bind devices by MAC and SN to your GDMS cloud platform. And it supports template configuration groups by device model or by specific features. It's going to all be pushed to specific devices or groups of devices. And it also supports, of course, offline device preset configuration. So really all you need to do is scan all of your devices prior to deployment, send it out, set up, and as soon as these devices are connected to the internet, they will be configured to the way that you have it on the cloud. You really can even deploy an entire deployment here without even having to come in and get your hands on it. As long as they have the network infrastructure in place, these can just be sent out in bulk, the GRP series, for example, and then auto-provisioned once they're connected on site. All right, so it really allows for active management as well. You have plenty of statistics to judge device performance from up, down time, SIP account status, call status, and D&D status. That way you can manage any type of scenarios from the cloud without having to go on site to take care of it. Excuse me. It also has call quality reports from MOS, package loss, and jitter reports, and as well a big one here, phone usage reports. This sort of leads into being able to actively support your devices, your deployments from the cloud, like I said, without having to take the time to maybe even drive. I know some of you head hours away to some deployments sometimes. With the GDMS, you won't have to do that. You can manage it all from the cloud. Has an intuitive debug feature built into it and can automatically collect a device's log, capture, trace route, etc., really making troubleshooting way easier. You can schedule automated support tasks through the GDMS to execute, such as firmware updates, device configs, device restarts, and factory resets, just to have that happen automatically throughout your deployments. As well as being able to configure automated alert messages. This is really important in case any devices go offline, there's any registrant failure, task failure, or maybe unauthorized device modification. All of these can all these can be made into an alert and then sent off to you. That way you can really attack any type of issues that may be popping up prior to them even really becoming a big deal. All right, and I'll show you guys how to access the GDMS. We actually have an open beta for this one, so any of you can access it currently. I'll show you how to do that right when we're done here. First, I just want to take a look at our GSC series, our Grandstream PA systems. So the GSC 3510 is our SIP intercom speaker and microphone, full duplex speakerphone and HD acoustic chamber. Has advanced acoustic echo cancellation as well. So these devices you would obviously deploy on the ceiling of any type of area that would need easy, intuitive communication throughout the entire facility. We'll go into that in a second here. Has 3 directional mics built into it with MAD and microphone beamforming array, just to make sure that any communications that you're having with individuals on the ground who are speaking up towards the device are crystal clear. Full band and wide band, audio codec support, including Opus and G722. Also supports integrated dual band 802.11 ABGN, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. So this device can connect to any type of IoT application you may be looking to do, as well as with the Wi-Fi support, keeping, like I said, those sort of light infrastructure deployments. It does support PoE and PoE+. There's 10/100 port. It also has a 2-pin multi-purpose input support for call buttons or any other type of peripheral. So if you need to have any type of emergency button or press to call button, that'd be able to be set up through the GSC 3510's 2-pin here. You can essentially have it so that an individual would press the button and a call would go to a predetermined area, such as a security desk, a nurse station, etc. The GSC 3505, I'm just kind of going to breeze through this one. It is virtually really the same exact thing as the GSC 3510, with the exception of not having that microphone and thus not having the 2-pin peripheral as well set up on the device. Still supports that dual band 802.11 Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, the PoE, PoE+. All right, so the big thing with this, we've actually been getting a lot of requests for this type of device. We found it really does have a natural integration into our various solutions. Everything from our security access systems, our facility access system, the GSC series, to our Wi-Fi cordless phones, and of course all of our desk phones, our Wi-Fi networking access points, and of course our UCM series. It really helps bring everything into a complete solution. This is one of those spots where we are sort of missing an integration within our solution that a lot of people were asking for. So then it's a really great option here. All right. So just take a quick look at the GSC 3500 series, some of the example deployment scenarios. First one to look at here is medical. This is ideal for paging any type of healthcare staff. This could be done from any type of desktop phone or even mobile Wi-Fi or DEC phone. An extension can be pre-set up for a series of devices or for an individual device and individual GSC. The announcements can go across an entire facility or a specific device. And then button-activated hands-free communications for patient rooms. This is a great option in any type of patient rooms where they may not obviously have the availability to hit a button and call to a nurse's station. Where they may not have the ability to pick up a phone. They could hit a button just to call to the nurse's station and request any type of assistance they may need. All right, taking a look at schools here for an education deployment. Two-way communications are very common in classrooms. Having a system like the GSC 3510 really helps streamline this process. Easy morning announcements through an entire education facility through a mixture of the GSC 3510 in classrooms and the GSC 3505, which doesn't have the microphone, through your halls and other areas where two-way communications is not needed. Also, like I said, has integration through Grandstream devices for much quicker, easier, simplistic device paging, all the way to being able to just pick up the device and have it just auto dial to certain extensions, certain GSCs. And of course, the button peripheral is important for emergency calls through a GSC device to security. Oh, did I skip one maybe? Hold on a second, guys. Ah, there we go. Okay. Sorry, I was just having a little issue on my end. All right. Deployment scenarios, retail, I'm sure this is all very common that everyone runs into. Simple and quick retail space announcements can be set up through the GSC 3505. And of course, it integrates with, for example, a low call volume GXP endpoint for cost-effective off-hook dialing paging. Very easy for individuals such as up in a cashier station to pick it up, request additional cashiers. Wouldn't even have to hit one of those soft keys or be a left auto dial. They can literally pick it up and you can configure it to automatically page the announcement throughout the store. Okay. Look at this sleek device. Last but not least, it's our GXV 3380. Currently finished getting beta applications for this. It's our absolutely top of the line IP video phone for Android. Has up to built-in 16 lines, up to 16 SIP accounts are supported on this device. Built-in 2 megapixel camera for video calling. It also has a privacy shutter that can easily be used there. It actually runs on Android 7 operating system. I know there's been a lot of feedback on our previous devices not being able to be upwards compatible. You will be able to upgrade the Android operating system. We're planning on doing that in future firmwares. Has built-in Bluetooth and dual band Wi-Fi, dual switch auto sensing gigabit ports with built-in PoE and PoE+, as well as a dual mic HD speakerphone with advanced echo cancellation, a massive 8-inch captive 10-point touchscreen, and it can support up to 7-way HD audio conferencing in 3-way 1080p 30 FPS HD video capabilities. So main thing we were looking for when it came to this deployment, really help empower the desktop of an executive user, just having a ton of different productivity driving applications available, as well as features built into the device. Your smart home and smart office setups would be ideal for this type of really high-end device. Luxury residential deployments. We were also looking into sort of designing this a little bit for the smaller office huddle room scenarios. All right, everyone, so that is a complete rundown of our upcoming devices that we're really excited about. Before I jump into and just start answering your questions here, I just want to show you guys the GDMS, just how to access it. I'll send this out as well in an email. It's currently in beta, only supports specific devices. I think it's our WP systems or some of our GRPs. It'll tell you more once you actually log into it and get yourself an account. Oh, here we are. GRP, our GXVs, our DPs, and our WPs are supported. But it's really simple. You just head to www.gdms.cloud. You can go to /register and go ahead and register for the open beta. You should be pretty much instantly approved. I believe all you need to do is just click on a confirmation email, and once you have that set up, you'll be able to access the device, access the platform, poke around. If you happen to have some GXVs, DPs, or WPs sitting around, please feel free, just check it out, set them up with the GDMS, and tell us what you think. Just to give us feedback, we actually have an active forum right now up on our website for this, for the GDMS. So feel free to leave any feedback you all may have. We really want to design this for our resellers, installers, our ITSP market, deployers, everyone who could really be able to have a much more streamlined and easier process with their deployments. We really want to design something that's perfect for you guys. So please, like I said, check it out. If you have feedback, let us know. We will be more than happy to make any type of adjustments to make this absolutely perfect for all of you. All right, so I'm going a little bit hoarse here. Sorry about that. I've been talking a little bit. Just going to take another quick drink of coffee. But I'm going to jump back over here. Let me stop sharing my screen and bring myself back up here. Thanks. accept. Okay, I think I am back. All right, there we go. Okay, guys, so I'm just going to kind of go through and answer whatever questions that I can on these devices, everything else. If you don't want to stick around for the Q&A, obviously you don't have to. So thank you so much for joining in advance, for everyone who came by, especially on International Labor Day. Really appreciate it. If you happen to have the time off, but you're still here, you're really the best. Thank you so much. But anyway, I'm going to just sort of jump into the Q&A. If you ask questions on the chat, guys, I would appreciate it if you wouldn't mind just moving them over to the Q&A just to keep them all in one place. Would help me out a lot. But I'm just going to jump down here. Yeah, so Daniel asked a good question. What are the target price points for the new GRP phone? So I didn't really want to go too much into it just because I don't want to guarantee anything because they're not officially out yet. However, the price points for the devices sort of sit just because they do have sort of directly comparable devices in the GXP series. For example, the GRP 2612 is very similar to like the GXP, I think it's the 1628. Price points sort of sit above those models a little bit. So really the devices go all the way from just more expensive low-end side on our GXP 1600 series, and then they go throughout all the way up to, you know, just to give another comparison to the higher end GXP 2170, the GRP 2150 is just going to be slightly more expensive than that just because it has all the added features, Wi-Fi capabilities, etc. Stuff like that. So should be sitting. It's really, the thing is, we want to design this new line so that it didn't really interfere with the existing GXP series. They really sort of sit kind of to the side on their own as a separate option from them. So Dave asks how many VPKs on the 2615. We're still developing that. So they're still trying to get a final number. It is going to be more than the 2614 just to support the higher call volume. I think latest it sits maybe somewhere up in the 40 range. Like I said, I don't want to guarantee that just because their engineers, you know, they're still working on it right now. But somewhere up there, it should be more than 2614. Are you working on 3CX certification for the GRP 2600 line? Yes, we are. We really are aiming to and hope to get 3CX certification, if not when it launches, slightly after. Just aiming to sort of maybe get that process done as quickly as possible. I believe they're even already looking at some of our devices. All right. GSC 3510, 3505, does it support multicast paging? Yes, it does, absolutely. Target price, I don't have that yet, unfortunately. Like I said, we'll see more information on that. Definitely just feel free, just when you see that we actually launch it, reach out to any of your distributors that you're currently working through. They'll be able to give you a little bit more information on that. Will the 3380 have Android upgradable support like the, all 3375 have Android upgradable support like the 3380? No, unfortunately not. I don't believe so. We're looking to just all the future Android phones that we're making. However, we want to be able to have it upgradable through and through. UCM support for the GDMS, yes, this is something we want to do. Right now, we're currently just focusing on getting endpoints all compatible on our GDMS by the time we launch it. Everything from our GRPs, GXPs, you know, WPs, DPs that are already on there. We just want to get all of our endpoints set up and good to go on that device before we start going into the rest of our options, like the UCM. The UCM is going to be a lot, just to kind of throw that out there, just because there is a lot that goes on with that device, as I'm sure you all know. So it's going to take us a little bit, but you know, it's definitely on the roadmap for the GDMS. What is different with the 3380 compared to the 3370? Essentially, it has a bit more of a powerful processor, more flash access memory as well. You'll be able to have more sort of apps open on the device and running at the same time. and just being able to support that. I believe it has a little bit bigger and more of a clear picture as well with the screen, so if you want to use it as a sort of huddle conferencing device, is definitely a little bit of a better choice in that scenario as well. Is the new, good question, GRP UI going to be retrofitted to the GXP phones too? It'd be nice. Yes, we absolutely do want to retrofit all of our GXP phones with the new UI. We're actually looking to just try and standardize a design throughout every single individual model in line. Greg asks, I may have missed this, but when is the GRP devices scheduled to be released? The 2612 and 2614 should be released, and 2613 we're aiming for late Q2, with the 2615 coming in slightly after that, around early to mid Q3. Just keep your eyes out. We will constantly sort of be updating you guys on that as well, either through following us on Facebook or through our newsletters. We'll be giving more and more information just to keep everyone notified on those devices and when they will absolutely be coming. But short answer, by the end of Q2, should be. All right. Will there be an XML file configurator for the GRPs? I don't think so, but Mark, let me get back to you on that one. I'm not 100%, but I'll take a look and I'll message you, send you an email separately if I find out. Will the GDMS be able to support GXPL, be able to support all GXPs? And so just, I'm seeing a few questions like this. Just all previous devices we will get on the GDMS. That's the goal. Todd asks, will the HT800 ATAs get a web GUI update to something more modern and intuitive? Honestly, I'm not sure about that, Todd, but absolutely, if that's a piece of feedback that you have, I'll reach out to our engineers. I always like to just, I feel like some of you guys are some of the best source of feedback that we can get. You're some of our most, dedicated resellers. So I'll just go ahead and reach out to the PM on the HT100 series and just let them know that that's something you feel. I'm pretty sure I've even seen a few people say that, so I'll just let them know. As far as I know, there's nothing planned for that so far. We'll see if we can make it happen. All right. So I'm just going to look through the chat real quick. That's most of the Okay. All right, so I think that's pretty much all the questions. Like I said, I will be sending a recording after this to everyone. I see a couple of you had audio issues. I'm sorry about that. I'll have our support team take a look in that. That's kind of strange. But you will get the recording. Anyway, thank you everyone so much for joining. Happy International Labor's Day. Really appreciate it. Have a great rest of your week, a wonderful weekend. Feel free to make sure to stay on the lookout for more devices. If you have any questions after this, I'll be sending out an email. If you're watching via Facebook Live or YouTube, just go ahead and leave a comment below. Really appreciate it, everyone. Have a great day. Thank you.